This is Victor Jones of IAU, Indie Artists United, and we are excited to have with us today Acisse J. She is an amazing artist, and we're looking forward to interviewing her. How are you, Acisse?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's another great day at IAU. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell us where you're calling out of today, Acisse.
Thank you for having me, but I'm coming out of Raleigh, North Carolina today.
All right, sounds good. All right, so tell us about you, Acisse. We want to know about you. We're going to play your song in a few seconds just to give the people kind of feel for what you do. But tell us about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your profession. Tell us about your life.
So I love music. When I'm not, I guess my day job is I monitor research studies. And then I moonlight as a singer / I guess rock artist, independent artist. I just recently started in a collaboration band with a band called the Phoebe's Band.
Okay.
And I'm working on a couple of collaborations with other artists in the Raleigh, North Carolina area.
Okay.
So really excited about everything coming up when I'm not working, I'm doing music. This past weekend, I was playing in Charlotte for the Women's Month event. Out of the Blue Menthol Performing Arts Center. Okay. So just, whenever I am able, I try to do music here and there.
Sounds good. Well, we appreciate you being with us this morning, and we're going to enjoy you for a little bit. We want to talk to your fans and tell them a little bit about what you do. And this morning, we're going to actually talk about your song, Dr. Doctor. Tell us about Dr. Doctor. As a matter of fact, before we start talking about it, let's hear a piece of the song. How about that?
Okay.
Here we go. All right, I like that. All right. Doctor. Tell us about Dr. Miss Acisse J. Tell us about it.
So Dr. Doctor, before it was recorded, before it came out in 2019, it was actually written, I want to say back in 2007, 2008. It's a collaborative piece that my cousin Derek Robinson and I both wrote. Okay. And we wrote it actually in my auntie's living room. And then it was just, I guess, in holding for years and years. And then I was just like, okay, from our first EP, let's go ahead and pull this out of the vault. And I hooked up with a producer called X Styles. He's here in Raleigh, and he made it what it is there. But all the vocals, I did that myself. But, it was a collaboration with me and my cousin. So I'm really, really loving how it came out.
Sounds good. So tell us this about the song. As far as the musical instrumentation, who did the musical instrumentation? I hear you say something about the producer did something. Did he do all the musical instrumentation? Tell me about it.
So when we sent it, I guess the original file, you send like ideas of what you think the song should be. When we sent it, it was like merely vocals and keyboard, like piano. And so the producer, puts like the beat behind it, synth, keyboard, and made it like this full sound. Yeah. Added a lot of things. And when I went in to do the vocals on it, I was just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot fuller than what we
Certainly, a lot more than you expected, a lot more than what you saw. And that's why it's so important to have collaborations and collabs with people because they can
Yes,
hear what you can't hear and they can produce what you can't produce. So that's important. I agree. So
very
tell us
true.
more about Dr. Doctor. What is the reason behind it? Why was it written? Tell us about that. Tell us the meaning of the song.
So I guess the meaning of the song would kind of be, I guess, a search for help sometimes, I guess.
Okay.
And most often than not, when you're sick or when you're looking like, hey, can I just get just a little bit of help here? You're like, let me go to the doctor. But, um, it's kind of like in life and you're like, can I get a little help? And it's like, different things keep coming in here and there. So that's kind of what motivated me to write the song. It was
Okay.
just how I was feeling at that particular time.
Okay. Sounds good. So you were in a help state, and that's okay because I think we all
Yes.
get there every once in a while, regardless of how much money we have, regardless of how much education we have, regardless of
Oh,
what we
yeah.
have, we get in a state of help. And that's very important that we express that to people of this day and age because we're never superwoman and superman all the time. We need
Yes.
definitely help from our community and all of those who are around us for the additional support that we need to live this thing called life. So tell us one more thing about this song, and we're going to move on
Okay.
to possibly some other things about your musical endeavors.
Okay.
Tell us about what would you want someone to take away from this song? Give you an analogy here. Okay, so someone just finished listening to Dr. Doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and they walk away from it. They've actually ended the song, take their headphones off. What do you
Mm-hmm.
want them to take away from the song? What would you want them to get from the song? Of course, everyone has their own perception, but I'm asking you, what do you want them to get from the song?
Well, before I would release it, actually, I actually hadn't thought much about it, but I had a few friends tell me that the song was empowering in a sense,
Okay.
and it felt kind of like a superhero kind of background music.
Okay.
Like when someone's like off to go do something in a superhero movie. And I was just like, oh, that kind of does sound like some background noise. So,
Right.
I would hope that they find it the same way, empowering.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I can see that. I think in this day and age, we need to hear someone be humble enough to ask for help.
Most
And so
definitely.
I definitely think that's the influence that I get from it when I hear it, when I hear you talk about it, puts me in a position to know that I need aid at some point or some type of support at some point in my life. I need to reach out to someone. Of course, with a lot of these issues with a lot of the I don't want to call it out there, but it's a lot that happens, with suicidal situations and all these things. It's
Very
people
true.
not reaching out, you get what I'm saying, to people because I can handle it myself. But the song says,
Right.
Doctor, Doctor, here I am. I need your help. And so definitely, I think that that type of influence from this song is definitely influential for our culture and our time and our day and age. So definitely, we appreciate that song. We IAU, we appreciate Dr. Doctor, and you need to go and listen to it. Every artist on our app, go and listen to it. Go and follow Acisse J. Let's make sure that we support her, follow, support. She's going to be an artist of the week soon if she meets those qualifications. So guys, just check her out. And also for all the fans that are listening to IAU to this interview, please check out Acisse J. You can check out on YouTube. Tell us more about where we can check you out at Acisse.
Oh, so you can find me YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, anywhere music is anywhere. Google. And if you Google, you can Google ACISSE space JAY. And you should see everything, all of my pages, Instagram pages, Facebook pages. You be able to just follow me everywhere.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So tell us more about your endeavors at this point. What's going on in the future? What are we going to hear from Acisse J in the future? What are you working on?
Oh my. So I am, like I said, the collaborative band that I'm in, the Phoebe's band, we are actually looking to do some work and possibly put out an album. So that's my project, probably not near, but probably like a year. That's
Okay.
probably like in a year. more a project that's closer, I am working with Fuchsia City. They
Okay.
are a band in here in Raleigh.
Okay.
These gentlemen, we met at Emerge Raleigh,
Okay.
and so the song "Coffee" off my EP is one of the duo from
Okay.
Fuchsia City. Like, he wrote that song.
Okay.
And so they, we love to do some work together. We talked about it, and so now we are gonna work on a song, and that should be probably in the next couple of months coming out. And other than that, I guess, performing, trying to get back out here.
Certainly. Certainly.
I think, well, it may be premature, but I won't say which festival, but the Phoebe's band, we've been asked to play at a festival in May. So once we have like definitive like posters and whatnot, we'll definitely put that information up. So yeah, just trying to get out here, more live music.
Certainly. Okay, well, sounds good. Make sure that whenever you have an event, make sure that you post it on the app, because we have so many people joining by day, by night, by morning. And so the point is, make sure you post it, because we don't know who's watching. We don't know who's listening. Also on Facebook, make sure you just post so we can actually know what's going on, so we can let some people know, because I have some people in the area as well that probably would love to support you in your endeavors and your performances. So let's move. Let's talk about IAU. Let's talk about Indie Artists United. Your experience since you've been with us. I think you've been with us about 2 weeks now. Tell me about your experience.
2 weeks. So my experience with it is basically, it looks like you guys are a very nice culture of musicians and music, and I guess music lovers. Because I think I saw somewhere where you encourage other like non-musicians to kind of join and view, right? Mm-hmm. So it sounds like, it looks like, although I'm still fairly new, it looks like a culture. You know what I'm saying? And I love anything that is the culture that incorporates music and a culture.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, we have definitely come together as a collective people. You know what I'm saying? Agreeing on the same values. You get what I'm saying? For each other in this music industry, because in reality, indie artists, independent artists, we don't get the love that we deserve. You get what I'm saying?
True.
And so we create our own culture, we create our own setting, we create our own space, we create our own community, so that we, as a unit, you know what I'm saying, won't be denied, because as a unit, you can't deny it.
That's true. And the future of music is coming back to independent artists.
That's right.
When with the what is it, the NFTs coming back around to where artists can create their own kind of tangible, intangible, like branding. So the future is coming back to the artists. Certainly. And I'm here for it.
And I think the thing is, we've got to, not only is the future coming to the artists, I think to add to that, additionally to the future coming, we've got to incorporate the people, the fans, the public. You know what I'm saying? When the public starts to look at us and pay attention to us, they'll realize that we're just as good as some of these major artists out here. And I think that's sort of kind of the problem. I think sometimes we look at names. You get what I'm saying? We look at popularity, and then we look at the information or the product, and then we actually judge the product by the popularity. You get what I'm saying? But when you don't judge by the popularity, when you judge by the skill and the talent, then you have to judge from a perspective of, well, this is just as good. And so why don't I listen? You get what I'm saying, to this? And then logic begins to set in. And then you begin to say, okay, well, I'm gonna listen to this person. This person's okay. And then if we can get a couple of more people, a couple of thousand people to do that, then you get what I'm saying, you move up. And so I think that that's what IAU is all about. That's what we're trying to incorporate. We're trying to build an awareness in the community and outside of our community that we are a unit, and we join together not only with artists, we join together with fans as well, with people who want to get on the ship, get on the boat, to help us create an awareness in our communities as independent artists. And so definitely I appreciate your comments about Indie Artists United. Let's talk one more subject. Let's talk about what made you start music. What influenced you to do music?
Well, I like to say I was born into music.
Okay.
I coming from a very musical family. You grow up singing in church at a very early age, with a youth choir and whatnot. So it's a situation to where I like to think I was just born into music, and it just happens to agree with me. So from growing up singing and choir to my first instrument being piano, then I played the clarinet for a couple of years, tenor saxophone for a couple of years, and finally in college I started playing the guitar. And my younger sister, the one next to me, she bought me my first guitar for a Christmas present, and I've been hooked ever since.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's really good. So I guess we're going to come to a close of this interview, and at the end of this interview, I'm going to actually finish playing Dr. Doctor for those who have not heard the beginning of it. But I do want to thank you for joining us, Acisse, and I definitely look forward to, I've heard some more of your music, and guys, if you have not visited our general playlist for IAU, Acisse J is there. Listen to about 4 or 5 of her songs on our Spotify list, and also on our iTunes list. She's on both. So make sure when you actually click on that general playlist, make sure you look for Acisse J, and she has something to say. So we're coming to a close. Do you have anything left for us?
I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. I look forward to virtually meeting everyone, or in person meeting everyone, whoever's watching. If you see me, stop by, say hi.
Definitely. And I want to add to that, if you see her on the app, please say hello. Because we look forward to making those connections there, because we got a lot of guys on the app that actually do the same style of music we do, and it would really be great to get some collaboration there. So anyway, this is it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Acisse J, for joining us. And like I said once before, make sure that you check out Acisse J on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can search. Search the Google panel and make sure you type in Acisse J. This is the rest of her song, Dr. Doctor. I like that. Okay. I love the instrumentation there. You should join our listening party sometimes.
Okay. You post the link in the...
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be soon.
Most definitely.